Hey everybody, I'm getting ready to do my first unboxing. If you read the title of the video or you see my name on the box, you can probably guess that this is a Harley Benton. Heard a lot of people on YouTube talking about them, saying some great things about them. So I just went ahead and pulled the trigger and picked one up. I do want to let you know, since you're watching the unboxing, I did give them some special instructions. I went ahead and ordered a case with it. Now, the case wasn't the deal the guitar is. I paid pretty much the same for the case as I would have if I got it off of Amazon or Musician's Friend or whatever. But I didn't really pay any more, and I didn't have to pay any extra shipping. It was all covered in the $33 shipping charge for the guitar. So I didn't spend any extra on it. But I heard a lot of YouTubers complaining that Harley Benton, that Thomann doesn't really pack their guitars really well for shipment to the US. So I went ahead and purchased the case with it, the hard shell case, and I gave them special instructions to bubble wrap the guitar and ship it in the case, hoping that the double protection would help the guitar get here safely. And as you can see right here and up here, if you can see that, I might have needed that extra protection. When stuff's coming that many thousands of miles on boats and trucks, it usually gets a little beat up. So we're going to open it in just a second here, and then we'll see what's inside. Alright, so here we go. Looks promising for the special instructions. It's just one box here. Pretty friggin' heavy. I hope most of that weight's the case. And by the way, I did not pay the 7.5% import tax on this that you're supposed to pay on instruments. So if the federal government comes after me after seeing this, I'll give you your 15 bucks. Oh, it's not in the case. And the guitar seems to be on the side of the box where the damage is, with the case on the other side. So here's hoping, but we're gonna pull the case out first, show you that. It was $68, I think. So, what kind of case do you get for a classic Telly style guitar? Except a nice faux leather textured case. It's just a standard Thomann case, you know, nothing special. It is a locking case, and it uses a key lock. I prefer key locks because I have a tendency to forget combinations. But if I forget this, I can pick it with a paper clip. So, Trugley, you figure out all the combinations you want. I'm going to buy me some key locks. And there's my keys. So, decent case, nice crushed velvet interior, a little extra padding down here for the body, a little neck holder. We'll see how the guitar fits in it in a little bit. And the nice thing is, my other keyboard style guitar case is black with rounded corners, and this is brown with soft corners. So if I have my Paul or my SG in that, and my Telly or my Dan Electro in this, I'll know which one's which without opening them. Here's the guitar. Yeah, see that? Hopefully everything's okay in here. If not, they're going to get quite the nasty gram from me, and they're going to be replacing this guitar. Good news is, with Thomann, usually if it's under a $400 guitar and it came to the US and you got to get it replaced, they just let you keep the old one. Because until you send it back and they eat the shipping on that, they eat the two-way shipping on that, they're losing all their profit anyway. So they'd rather just let you keep it and take a little bit less of a hit that way. And this was $163. So I already let the cat out of the bag a little bit that it's a telly style, but let's see what we got here. Oh, the obligatory cheap-ass guitar cable. But I do have my two Allen keys in there. I'm guessing one's for the neck and one's for the bridge. Oh, that's going on my case right there. Right there. I love that. That's some beautiful case candy. In case of emergency, rescue my guitar. Yeah, fuck me, man. Get the guitar. Looks like everything's kosher in here. I don't see any rips in the bag or anything. A little bit on the over the buttons, but that's, I mean, it did come about 5,000 miles. So. Ooh, look at that color. This is the Deluxe series, by the way. This is the second most expensive. I don't work for anybody, so I can just say it. Telly style Harley Benton you can get. This is the $163 one. And that's US dollars. This is in a purple finish. And oh, it's beautiful. So, does have plastic on the pick guard. Let's go ahead and take care of that. I've seen some people that get all crazy and take crap off the guitar to peel this plastic off. I don't know why they do that. It's not behind the screws anyway, and if it is, you'll find that out when you take it off and then be able to take that specific screw out. But my first job was working in a music store because I've been a musician and a gearhead since I was a kid. I've probably unboxed 1,000 guitars, and I can count on one hand how many times I had to pull a screw out to get some plastic out from behind it. So, you know, it's just silliness. Silliness! Just people being silly. Got a little bit here over top the front pickup. And I'll be honest with you, there are two reasons I went with the higher end over the lower end Harley Benton. One is I get brass saddles with mine. So I do figure that I'm probably going to have to do some upgrades to this, especially when it comes to the electronics. Because I know me and I know cheap instruments, and you know, and to be perfectly honest with you, I have already priced the actual Fender Telecaster electronics for it. And just to let you know, in case anybody else is thinking about doing the same thing here, check out that skunk stripe. It's beautiful. And by the way, I don't know if you can tell this on the video or not, but the skunk stripe matches the guitar almost. So that's really pretty. They call it a purple finish. It doesn't look very purple to me. But the main reason I went with this finish is I can see the wood grain through it. And I don't know, I like being able to see the wood grain on the guitars. So, not a whole lot of case candy in here, but that's okay. What do you want for 163 bucks? We'll get her plugged up and try her out in a minute here. I'm just doing a visual inspection first. And it looks nice. I don't even, at first look, the electronics feel tight. I mean, it doesn't have that super cheap clank on it. I don't like this button. I will be replacing that with an actual Fender button when I replace the electronics. But anyway, what I was saying about the electronics are $10 more than this guitar cost. So when I replace the electronics, I will be doubling the value of this guitar. It has 0 fret sprout. 0. None. I don't even feel them. I do a little bit when I do it this way. But when I do it like I'm playing it, I feel no fret action at all. And these frets are nice and rounded. Whoever did the setup on this did a great job. Probably just going to hit it real quick with a bit of 1200, and that's about all I'll do to that neck. The action looks pretty good right out of the box. No dead frets on the low E. No dead frets on the high E. Obviously, I want to check them all. I just don't want to check them all on the video because it'll take way too long and bore the shit out of you guys. And what you probably want to hear is you probably want to hear me get down to business with a pick here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm throwing the headphones on because I'm actually running direct right into my recorder. And I just realized when I put my headphones on that I've got some heavy reverb going on my voice, so I really hope that's not being recorded, but let me fix that. The reason for the headphones, guys, is I'm going direct into my recorder here, so the sound that you get really is just the sound of this guitar. So often when I watch these demos, the person's playing through an amp, they've mic'd the amp with a 57 or a 58, maybe a ribbon mic. Guess what? I'm not hearing the guitar anymore. I'm hearing the amp and the mic. So I am direct. I am running no effects. I am running nothing. Give me a second to get my levels good, and we'll check the tuning and play her up. Oh, the tuning is horrible. The tuners are nice. Turn very evenly, tune very evenly. I think that when they shipped it out, they had it tuned down a half step. Because most of the strings are tuned perfectly if you tune down a half step. I do not tune down a half step. I am not Jerry Cantrell. I can tell you one thing I don't like about this guitar right off the bat. It has the Dario strings, and I can tell that. I freaking hate the Dario. They're garbage, and they're way overpriced. But anyway. That's the bridge. And it is spanky as a bitch.